Hello, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast, at sea to shining and sea. Welcome back to Ham Radio Live, where the world comes talk radio. The 7-point Zoo Net, people going nuts on the radio, and the FCC puts their foot down. Coming up!
Well, I play an old guitar from 9 till 1:30. I'm just trying to make a living watching everybody else having fun. Well, I don't miss much if it happens on the dance hall floor. Mercy, look what just walked through that door. Well, hello, T-R-O-U-B-L-E. Tell me what in the world you doing, L-O-N-E. Yeah, I say, hey, good L-O-O-K-I-N-G. Well, I smell T-R-O-U-B-L-E. I was a little bitty baby when my papa hit the skid. Mama had a time trying to raise 9 kids. She told me not to stare cause it was impolite. She did the best she could to try to raise me right. But mama never told me about nothing like a Y-O-U. That your mama must have been another good-looking honey too. Hey, hey, good L-O-O-K-I-N-G. Well, I smell T-R-O-U-B-L-E.
Well, you might have guessed that I actually picked this song for a reason, and for that, you'd be correct. If you've ever had one of those times where you wanted to have a show done where maybe you find out people do get caught, this is going to be your show. It really will be. We're going to talk about the 7-point Zoo Net, you know, the one on 40 meters, plus we'll actually have a little fun with it. And we're also going to talk about people who just shouldn't do what they're doing on the amateur radio bands and the FM broadcast band here in the States. Oh, it's going to be fun today. You're going to like
I
it.
bet your mama must have been another good-looking mama too.
We're going to talk about people who got in little trouble
Hey, good L-O-O-K.
on the show today. Let's spin that top and say, away we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Shack in Florida. My name's Larry Dio. My call sign, Amateur Radio, is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Welcome to Ham Radio Live. This is going to be a fun show. I hope you enjoy it. You know, we always pine and hope that that person doing that music on that darn net or that program or that frequency is going to get caught. We always pine for that time where someone puts their foot down and the people from the federal government say, okay, you're in trouble now. Today is your day to enjoy this program live. Let's first find out who came in first, second, and third worldwide, and we'll tell you how to get to amateur radio. First one up, all the way. Are you ready for this? Hold on, this is going to be kind of important. All the way from Africa, the country of Namibia, it is Whinin. He came in first. Beep, beep for Whinin. My goodness, Whinin, you did it. Look at that. That's pretty good, man. All the way from Africa. Man, I think that's the first time, isn't it? I think that's number one for you. I don't recall if you've ever come in first before, but man, you sure did this time. Whinin scores a big one. Good job, Whinin. Victor 5-1, Whiskey is that call sign. Second up, Bill Myers from the state of Wisconsin, Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India. Mike, welcome to the show, and a very happy Thursday to you, sir. Cliff Bolts, man, I missed you a few shows, and I'm sure glad you're here today. Cliff comes from the Commonwealth of Virginia. His call sign, Whiskey Delta 4 Oscar Bravo Papa. Hello to you, and a very happy Thursday afternoon, my friend. Yes, indeed. You know, like, 2/3 of the country is still morning, but here on the East Coast, we can say it is not morning. Here in this part, this one little time zone, it is afternoon. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. All right, well, Echo Mike, look at this. This is our dear friend Aaron in Canada. His call sign, Victor Echo 5 Echo Mike Lima, joining the group all the way from Canada. Thank you so much for coming. Good to see you, Aaron. I hope things are well for you, buddy. I really do. And look at this. The country, this is important, but we need one more drum roll. Is that okay? All the way from Costa Rica. Are you ready for this? I am so honored. This is Tango India 2, Juliet Sierra. Hold on. Let me get that. I'll figure that because I got it right here. Tango India 2, And hold on, because this is so cool. I can't remember the suffix, sorry. Juliet Sierra. I apologize, but I want to call you by your first name and welcome you to the show because I think this is your first time. That is Javier Salazar. Javier, welcome. My name's Larry Dio. My call sign in Amateur Radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Welcome to Ham Radio Live. It's an honor to have you here. Thank you for coming. Wow, from Costa Rica. What a treat. You know, from here in Florida, I can work Costa Rica from right about now until about 4 p.m. Eastern. They come in great, too. A lot of the Costa Rica stations, they just blast in here. Man, great. My good. Javier, it's nice to have you. Thanks again for coming. Really, wow. That's an honor to me. Thank you, Javier. What a treat. And Roger McKeon, all the way in Spokane, Washington, Kilo Juliet 7, Lima, and X-Ray. And then Maggie is K9. And YouTube is weird. You're number one on my chart, Winan. Yes, he's number one today. He is, yeah, came in first. Keep in mind, it's whatever place you come into on my computer. That's just how I have to do it. Otherwise, I'd have to use your computer, and it's a long ways away from here. Martin is number next. His call sign, Pop Echo 9 Tango India Golf, a good guy and a wonderful friend. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Martin, happy Thursday evening to you there. Actually, it's Thursday, evening. Sorry. And Mike, just north of me in Jacksonville. Mike, you're about 100 miles north. It's great to see you. Thanks for coming. Kilo Golf 2, Mike's a dear friend of this program. He was an NYPD police officer. We're grateful you're here. Thank you, Mike. And thanks for your service, too. We have the original Grant Bob here as well. Hi, Grant Bob. The big crowd today. We're grateful you're here today. And Aaron from Saskatchewan giving Winan some love. Now you're on top, Winan. Well done. Yes, Winan has done it. First in the show. If you'd like to get into amateur radio, we would love to help you do so. Okay, that's really a lot of the passion of this program. Contact a local ham radio club to wherever you are in the world where you're watching this program, and please contact them. Tell them you want your license and you'd like their help, all right? If you don't know where that club is, reach out to someone like, let's use the Radio Amateurs of Canada, for example. Great people. They have a worldwide directory of amateur radio clubs, and they can find one near you that you then contact, and then they'll help you get licensed. That's how it works. Reach the Radio Amateurs of Canada at www.rac.ca. That's www.rac.ca. This is our email. I try and check it now. I'm trying. I'm working on it. We're getting there. We have a little Facebook page, Ham Radio Space Live. And this is, of course, the DXPedition Calendar coming up through about the middle of January. There's one that goes to February 16th. That's Grenada, and that's Juliet 38 Whiskey Golf. Juliet 38 Whiskey Golf. And they're going to be 166 on that one, but mainly FT8. So you digital hunters, that's a real good one for you to go after for sure. And special events here, we've got the one for Father Metcalf. That's Whiskey Zero Juliet Hotel. And also the Fort Myers Amateur Radio Hamfest and ARRL section meeting is January 16th and 17th. Look for call sign on the air, Whiskey for Lima X-Ray. Hope to be somewhere around 14 point, what is that, 060 for digital? Where are we at here? The font is like 0.6. So 14.060 and then 14.270 on or about for the sideband portion if you want to work that. That'd be kind of neat to be able to do. So those are some special events and some contests, the DXPeditions that are near you. Also, don't forget, in South America, they're going to have 2 new ones added to the DXPedition calendar. They don't have them on yet. There are a couple of islands on the air that are quite difficult to get. Keep a lookout on the DXCC site for that, and they'll have information on that brave lad who's going out to these islands to try and make calls on ham radio. It should be an awful lot of fun. We're going to have tons of fun today on this program. We're going to talk about the 7-point ZooNet. That one. Yep, 7.2. Also, we were given this, and it was such a brilliant, who did the thing? Who was the one who put the comment up, 7-point zoo?
What is going on here?
It's perfect. That's exactly what it can sound like sometime. We're going to take a couple peeks into the 7-point ZooNet, and we'll talk about that today. And we do have a topic question that we've never asked before. Yes, it's a brand new one. Which HF amateur band do you wish had Warc Band rules? Now, the Warc Band, it's basically World Amateur Radio Conference Agreement that was made when amateur radio received 3 new frequencies. That was the 30-meter, 17-meter, and 12-meter bands. There was a lot of time before then where there was a little struggle to get frequency allocations in those areas of the band because of shortwave. But then as shortwave was kind of losing frequencies back in the 70s, that's when they started building the Warc Bands up. Now, if you could maybe get, I don't know, let's figure out this, okay? 160, 80, 40, 20, you'd have 15 and 10 for HF, right? Which one would you want Warc rules on? Meaning there'd be no contesting on that band. Let me know in the comment section, and we'll make it part of today's show. I'm interested to see your thoughts on this, because it should be a whole lot of fun today on Ham Radio Live. Hope you like it. I truly do. I want to thank Rodney in Holland, Papa Alpha 9 Romeo Whiskey, did a wonderful thing for me. He helped me to get an idea of my elevation and my basic broadcast path, my broadcast pattern, my transmission pattern from my BuddiHex antenna where we're at here in Central Florida. First of all, let me show you real quick. This is what it looks like in the backyard. All the sections are below the top of the fence, so they hide underneath the fence line. And the 10-meter band specifically is at 47 inches. That's roughly 119 centimeters. So that's where 10 is. Right now it's pointed towards the southeast, 140 degrees from where I live here in Central Florida. Now, Rodney got the pattern on it. Look at this. This is the pattern of the antenna as it transmits. So you can see kind of the way that this the way that this goes out. And what I was really kind of fascinated about was the gain on it and the elevation pattern, which I thought was kind of cool. This is for 28.5 megahertz. This is at the 10-meter band. And if you look at it, the elevation's actually quite low. It's not so bad. Here's a better look at the elevation on it. The elevation on 10, where I'm at about a meter off the ground, is roughly 60 degrees. So 45 degrees. So 45 degrees up is how the antenna transmits up off of basically the ground almost, but that's how it works. But it just works, even though this antenna is stuck behind all these fence lines and between all these homes. That's honestly the only place in my backyard that antenna will work. It's the only location that I can put that antenna up at and let it rotate, right? But here's some calls from yesterday. I'd like you to hear them. We tried South America, and here those are. Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Kilo 7.
Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Kilo 7 Hotel November 59.
59 here. Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you. QR head.
Okay, this was Argentina. I've worked Argentina before, but this was the first time from here in Florida.
Thank you. QR head. Whiskey 3.
Trying to get our call sign and couldn't do it. Here's the next one.
7 Bravo Radio. Secure.
Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Yes, sir. Kilo 7 Hotel November. I said your signal in the northeast of Colombia.
Oh, thank you so much. You're a 57 here in Central Florida. My name is Larry. I wish you a very happy New Year, my friend. All right, so there was Argentina and Colombia. And watch this one. This was a call yesterday I made to Chile. Didn't work out. Look at how fast the band dropped out. Now, this is the second time this happened yesterday where I had a really strong signal. I mean, really good, really clear, and it was gone. Listen.
Also,
Lima India, Yankee, Yankee Fire, Alpha Lima India, Venezuela, South America, QRC.
Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Isn't that something?
Kilo 7?
Okay. Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Oh, negativo copy, my friend. QSB, Kilo 7 November, oye?
Negative. Kilo 7 Honduras, Norway. Kilo 7 Honduras, Norway. QSL? Crickets. Crickets. Negative. So didn't make the call. That basically was the end of that, because as I kept trying to make the call, he kept getting weaker, and he just could only show you static for so long. Which HF amateur band do you wish had Warc rules? That means no contesting. Let me know in the comment section, and we will make it part of today's program. First one up for that would be, hold on a second here. This is nice. Martin with a comment. This is generally important. He says, starting up Discord, please be gentle, be real, appreciate it. That's nice. Are you doing a Discord channel? Let us know. We'll talk about that, Martin. Absolutely. We'd do that. We'll give you a plug. Aaron, don't forget to hit the like. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you, man. Thank you. I thought you were talking about Martin's thing. I apologize. Bill Myers in Wisconsin on today's topic question. I wish the 15-meter band followed the Warc rules. There is a lot of room on it, and it's usually open longer than the 10-meter band, at least in his QTH in Wisconsin. So there's a vote for 15. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. Nice comment. Wow. Yeah. Aaron with a comment from Canada. He says 80/75 could use a portion or maybe two that had Warc rules. Interesting. Okay. Maybe a small portion around 3650 to 3700 and 3950 to 4000. Then nets and non-contesters would have some space. I like that. Aaron, you've thought that out very, very well. Wow, that's really drilling down in there. We've got Jeff all the way from Tennessee. Hi, Jeff. November 4, Papa Oscar Delta. It's right there in his emoji. I'm very smart.
I'm a unitard.
Well, there you go. Been called worse. Anyway. Bill says, I've had the band drop out like that as well. It's pretty crummy when it does. Welcome, Singapore, ladies and gentlemen. That's Asia. Continent number 4 is in. That is our friend Eric by way of Hawaii. He says, you can contest on the Warc bands as long as you declare your contest as not a contest. Very well thought out. Yeah. Oh, man. Can you imagine? This is not a real contest. Oh my gosh, I am honored. This is continent number 5, but it means the world to me. That is Raleigh in New Zealand. Yes, it is. Wow. Raleigh, welcome. Zulu Lima 1, Bravo, Quebec. Man, what time is it there? I used to have my world clock when we were in Oregon. It was right next to my computer, my screen, I should say. So I could see it and I'd be able to know. But right now I'm going, oh my gosh, it's got to be really late where he's at. Raleigh, thanks for coming. A great DXer, multiple DXCCs. He's forgotten more than we will all probably ever learn ever. Zulu Lima 1, Bravo, Quebec. A very dear friend. God bless you, Raleigh. Man. There's really nobody. It's really hard to be as much in my heart as I think about Raleigh. He's a really, really neat guy, really is. Keith joins us from the UK, Mike Zero Papa Alpha Whiskey. Welcome to the show. And Jeff in Tennessee, QSB, the struggle is real. It's true. Yes, it is. It's a definite thing. 645 in the 645. The font's like that big, and you gotta put your big boy glasses on. 6:45 a.m. local time on Friday. Raleigh, thank you for joining the show. What a treat it has to have. Man, thank you, really. Golly. I think the world of Raleigh. He's been through more than most, and he knows more than most. He's forgotten more than most, and he's still a brilliant guy. He really is. We are going to talk, by the way, the topic question, should add that. If you could put the Warc Band restrictions against contesting on one of the non-Warc bands, what would you do? Which one? Would it be like maybe 40 or do what Aaron said, part of 80? You'd maybe break off part of 80 in a couple of places where those are non-contesting sections of that band. And then you'd think about for a while, wait a minute, I didn't know that. I thought I've already made 20 and I can't really be here. Could you imagine the mess that would be? But true, I like the thought process because that would make sense. You don't lose the whole band for contesting, but you lose a part of it. That's actually a neat solution. Might be the comment of the show, Aaron. Thank you. And you can always tell people who really think the world of others. Here's Aaron in Canada. Listen to what he says about Raleigh. ZL1BQD. Raleigh's a classic amateur gentleman and a great example of a top-notch operator. And people love him worldwide. He is so special. My goodness, I believe this would be our dear friend, Spike. Hi, Spike in Montana. Welcome, November 1 Alpha Quebec Hotel. He says, oofta. Remember, some of us use tubes and meters and with wiggly needles and not waterfalls. Thank you, my friend, for the reminder. Appreciate it. It's true. It is true. Yeah. And Jeff, good to hear you're doing well. He is announcing their upcoming special guest on their Babylon 5 retrospective show last night. So he is very excited. That is really good. And Spike, somehow I believe this. I steer away from contest days. I could see that. Eric in Singapore says, I don't think we need to turn any existing band into a work band. Contests are only a few weekends per year. Oh, man, not here in the States, no. Or in Europe. Oh, my gosh. They're everywhere. I mean, seriously. They are just, they're using a lot of bandwidth, and a lot of them are overdriving their microphones. Anyway, maybe not in Singapore, but here or in Hawaii. But, man, there's a lot of them here. So I've never struggled to play radio during a contest. There's always a band or mode open. Yeah. Come spend some time here on the mainland, man. It's a different world on weekends. There's a big weekend, right? If it's like CQ Worldwide, that's one thing. Or if it's Field Day Field Day's not really as big. But, CQ Worldwide, anything, it's going to flood that band. It's just wild, man. It is really, really crazy. All right. We did a segment yesterday where we talked about 80-meter nets. And because this is a full disclosure channel that has no rules about any band being good or bad, we're going to talk today about the 7-point zoo net. 7-point zoo was given a very special name here on this channel by one of our daily watchers, I think, and it was very appropriate because if you've ever tuned to 7-point zoo in the evening, you have heard quite interesting madness. For example, you may have been there some night and heard something like this.
Things sound fabulous there, and I want to wish you a happy 2022 there, my friend. It's good to hear your voice. You're
For those who love CW, my call
Froggy Burgers.
Hi, WW4US. My friend, you have a 3173 from K9RS. Square right now. 7200.
Eternal Ghost Park.
Hi, Platypus Bill. I heard you. Platypus Bill, I hear you.
Now remember, the idea of a net is one net controller or maybe a few, and they control the traffic. The traffic is the other people in the net who each get a chance to speak, and that's usually the orderly way a net works in amateur radio. You couldn't possibly have gotten your thought through to anybody with all that noise going on, right? Everybody's talking, music's in the background. Bad, right? This is kind of the unfortunate side that people have found about being on that frequency at night on 40 meters. The 7-point zoo net is also known for lots of hilarity and not as much communication sometimes. Notice I said sometimes. We're an equal band employer here.
I went 2 years with no ID. Somebody snitched on me. I made fun of the FCC. Somebody snitched on me. I do more so bad like crack. Looking good and losing that.
I'll tell you one thing. You never could in the middle.
This is terrible out here. I can't hear nobody talking. There's too much noise out here today.
That's who you are.
I mean, I'm just like, I got like 20, 30 over 9, probably 3 or 4, maybe even 5 stations in there that are just playing recordings of all different types.
You're an idiot. I have no time for shit.
Listen to the voice.
There's a lot of stations in there that are not even used to their call signs, you know, so that's definitely not helping the situation, none for sure.
You're wasting my life. I found their guns. Well, I call it wasted time. I'm here to make TNT contacts, and when I make enough TNT contact, I'm going to turn this radio off and go pet the dog. That's my medication.
I'd be willing to bet that 7200 is probably the most listened to frequency on 40 meters in real time, sitting in front of the station and also listening on a web SDR.
Did you hear that? I think 7.2 is the most listened to frequency on 40 meters. That is a pretty big statement when you think about 40, right? At least here in North America. Okay, well, the 7-point zoo net is not always like that, but a lot of nights, if you turn to 7.2 sometime in the evening, usually weekends, you'll hear full hilarity and not a lot of people making contacts. And then the FCC got involved. Yes, it happened. Listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Are you ready for this? The FCC has gotten a hold of somebody who was naughty on 7.2. Listen to this. This is the letter dated September 29th, 2025. This is to Kilo Alpha 2 Foxtrot Papa Zulu in Naples, Florida. All right. And this has to do with breaking just a few FCC rules. Now, point 2, March the 17th, 2025, agents of the Enforcement Bureau's New York field office, using direction-finding techniques, located and monitored transmissions of the station at 7.2 megahertz emanating residence and observed the following violations. The residence was located in Brookfield, Connecticut. Here is what they found. The station licensee must make the station and the station records available for inspection upon request by an FCC representative. Okay, here's the problem. They went to the door, get this, and he refused to let him in. Problem number 1. Number 2, on B. An amateur station shall, this is the rules, shall not engage in any form of broadcasting, nor may an amateur station transmit one-way communications except as specifically provided in these rules. On March 17, 2025, agents monitored and recorded this gentleman's amateur call sign engaging in one-way communications by pretending to speak with a station he identified as Kilo Bravo 2 Victor Bravo Oscar. There is no active amateur license assigned to the call Kilo Bravo 2 Victor Bravo Oscar.
Now, I say cut that out. What's it all about, boy? Elucidate.
And no one responded to Conti's communications. Conti later admitted to an agent that he was engaging in one-way communication that was neither allowed nor exempted under the rules.
We're running out of time.
Surely there must be something you can do.
I'm doing everything I can. And stop calling me Shirley.
Pursuant to Section 308B of the Commissions Act of 1934, maybe we need to redo that. Anyway, as amended Act and Section 189 of the Commission's rules, we seek additional information concerning the violations and any remedial actions taken. Therefore, the amateur in question must submit a written statement concerning this matter within 20 days of release of this notice. Not 20 business days, 20 days. The response must fully explain each violation, including all relevant surrounding facts and circumstances. 2, must contain a statement of the specific actions taken to correct each violation and preclude reoccurrence. And 3, must include a timeline for completion of any pending corrective actions. The response must be complete in itself and must not be abbreviated by reference to other communications or answers to other notices. And then it kind of goes on and talks about the fact that he's got to be very, very honest with the FCC. It says to knowingly and willfully make any false statement or conceal any material fact in reply to this notice is punishable by fine or imprisonment under Title 18 of the U.S. Code. And then it gives him the address to send it to and says this notice shall be sent to this gentleman, his address in South Florida and at his residence in Connecticut. So he has his address of record in Southern Florida and he has his residence in Brookfield, Connecticut. So that is a story of somebody who maybe was playing music. We don't know, but we know one thing. There are some FCC guys out there with direction finding equipment, and that guy got caught big time.
That's my boy.
Oh, man. Oh, man. It doesn't end there. Oh, no. We've got more for you today. Pirate Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Just when you thought it would be safe to go into a Latin restaurant, you didn't know that meanwhile, while you were having dinner, there was a pirate radio station antenna somewhere within the roof section of the restaurant. Oh, man. The Columbia office of the Federal Communications Commission Enforcement Bureau is investigating a complaint about an unlicensed FM broadcast station operating on frequency 99.5 megahertz on April 1st, 2025. That, of course, is April Fool's Day.
Hey, boy, come here, quick.
He also came back on July 17th of this year. An agent from the Columbia office confirmed by direction-finding techniques that radio signals on frequency 99.5 were emanating, are you ready? Are you ready for this? From the Mikasa Latin restaurant located on the property at 8934 D4 Pocahontas Trail, Williamson, Virginia.
That's shocking.
Radio broadcast stations operating on certain frequencies, including 99.5 megahertz, must be licensed by the FCC pursuant to the Commuications Act of 1934. Wait a minute, it gets really good. Accordingly, you are hereby notified and warned that the FCC may issue a fine of up to $2,456.218 if, following the response period as set forth below, we determine that you have not been a good boy, that you've continued to permit an individual or entity to engage in pirate radio broadcasting from the property that you own or manage. If you do not respond to this notice, the FCC may nonetheless determine that as a legal matter, you have sufficient knowledge of the above referenced pirate radio activity to support enforcement action against you. Service of this notice to you or your agent establishes the foundation along with other evidence that could lead to significant financial penalties. You have, get this, 10 business days from the date of this notice to respond by providing evidence that you are no longer permitting pirate radio broadcasting on the property that you own or manage. Your response should be sent to the address in the letterhead and reference the listed case number. That says this will include any information that you disclose in your reply. You may contact this office if you have any questions. That was nice, right? Hold on. Wait, one more. It's another one. Truly. Dateline, Utah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true.
Can't get over
the
it.
names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Oh, man. Dateline, Utah. All right. On July 18th, 2025, the commission received a complaint of unauthorized operations on 173.675 megahertz by a station using the call sign Kilo Golf 7 Echo Fox India. Now think about that call sign, right? That's a 2x3 here in the States, usually attached to a technician licensee. All right. You get kind of probably where we're going here. The complaint was referred to the Enforcement Division's Bureau Denver office for investigation. On July 28, 2025, after identifying the holder of the call sign, Davidson, who's the guy from the FCC, Davidson is the licensee, admitted to the following violations. Dude just opened up. Here we go, right? License to radio communications or transmission of energy. No person shall use or operate any apparatus for the transmission or energy or communication or signals by radio within the United States without a license or authorization granted by the Commission. Davidson admitted to agents that he transmitted on a frequency for which he did not have a license. Stations in the wireless radio services must be used and operated only in accordance with the rules applicable to their particular service. Davidson admitted operating on a frequency on which he was not authorized to operate. Finally, number 3, authorized frequency bands. The VHF bands listed include 6 meters, 2 meters, and 1.25 meters. Davidson holds a technician class license. Davidson admitted that he transmitted on a frequency which is not included on the list of frequencies that are authorized to him. And finally, Davidson admitted that he transmitted on a frequency for which he did not have a license. And they go on with what needs to happen. He's got to go ahead and answer this one as well. Now, here's the last one is kind of tough because if you're a technician licensee, this is a really big thing to know. Make sure you know where on the band plan you can actually transmit. You can listen anywhere you want to, remember that. But know where you can hit the transmit button, because if you're not authorized, people could be listening, or the person that's listening on the other end just might not like what you're saying or might look up your call sign and be one of those people that says, I've got an idea. I'm going to go ahead and turn this guy in. And he doesn't even know you. You don't know why it happens, but there you go, right? So this person went and used a band he's not supposed to use. So please, if you happen to be a technician licensee here in the States, take a review of the bands that you can work, all right, and know them. Don't go outside of them, because you might just make a call with somebody who says, oh, well, I wonder about that person. They're not going to go just to QRZ. They might go to the FCC website. It's simple to check the FCC website. You can go and search the amateur call signs. Technician. Wait a minute. This is generals and higher. Letter to the FCC. If it happens a lot, man, you're in deep trouble. Please be smart. Don't make the mistake that you might cost you an awful lot of money and your license as well. But I had to at least bring the thing up that started with the 7-point ZooNet, because that is just poetic justice. Don't you think so?
I want to. I'm an American. You don't tell me what to do.
But don't you think it's kind of funny that that voice popped up right there towards the end of that clip? And I don't want it to be misunderstood. I'm not saying that that person you just heard, their call sign, that they're the ones who are doing it. It wasn't. That's not the... This person simply recorded a whole lot of stuff that he had, and he just kept broadcasting it over the air. Remember, broadcasting is one-way communication. This is the ham talk. This is our radio talk segment for the show. Broadcasting is not what we do in amateur radio. We do communications, two-way communications. Could be multiple if you're a net, but we don't broadcast. Broadcasts are for everyone to listen to, but not to respond to. Two-way communication is pretty self-explanatory. You transmit, someone hears you, that person hears you and transmits back to you, right? So please, don't get caught playing music. Don't get caught using false call signs. Know where you can transmit, and for heaven's sakes, don't ever put a pirate radio station together and keep it on the air. You may get yourself in trouble, okay? So please keep that in mind. Can you imagine the dude there with the restaurant? $2 million. Oh my gosh. We're going to be the cleanest restaurant in the entire world.
On with the show, this is it.
Oh my gosh, I just had to share that with you. That was a lot of fun to do, so I hope you liked it. Like you always hope. It's like, oh man, would they maybe, if they did, would they maybe, what if they get caught? Someone's got to be listening sometime, right? And they were, and the trouble was there. All right, we've got a question today. If one of the bands could be used, that's an HF band. We're not talking about pirate radio, and we're not talking about something else. But if you could talk about an HF band that could be used now as a Warc band, maybe it's a portion like Aaron said, which band would you choose and why? Well, this is the thing. If it's a contest weekend, here in the States, we know it. I know they do in Europe too. If you could pick one of the bands, which one would it be? Why? We'll put it in the comment section and make it part of the show. I need a drink of water. That's a long segment there, guys. Oh my gosh. The 7-point zoo net. It's perfect. Well, let me show you real quick. We'll look at the radio and maybe see if we make one contact towards South America or Central America. Let's get things working together here and find out if we can make a quick call. I bet that guy just about lost it. $2 million? No.
Edward Island. Prince Edward Island. Kilowatt 5 Tango Delta from Victor Yankee 2, Whiskey, Japan.
Right? Oops. This call is coming from Canada, Victor Yankee 2.
I think it is. Yeah, your signal report is...
And this is coming off the back of my antenna, so I'm going to kind of move around. We're going to try and see if maybe we make a quick call towards South America or Central America here, or maybe the Caribbean. Here's a great, I don't want his call sign on there. Okay, hold on. This is a really good example of why bass in your transmission isn't great for DX. Listen to the signal, listen to the calling station, see how well you hear it. It's one thing to sound really cool like a radio sound, right? But it's another thing to be heard on DX. Bass is a killer. Don't put a bassy sound over the air because it's going to be hard to hear long distance. Let's quickly listen to this, and I hope I don't get his call sign in. That's long enough. Okay, you guys get the point, right? That's hard to hear, hard to listen to make out what he's saying. Can't figure out the call sign because there's so much bass in the voice. Bass is a killer. If you want to sound great on the ham radio bands, please go for it, really. But if you want to work DX, you want to make long distance on these things, you've got to put the mid-range together because that's where people hear you. The mid-range of the signal is going to be solid. Don't put the bass, and please don't work on the high end. You'll be heard with a great signal, not high ALC. Good way to check that. Hold on. I want to show you something real quick. For people that don't know on ham radios, to make sure you're not over-modulating or not pushing too hard. Let me do this. Let me show you something real quick. And all ham radios do this, okay? So we're going to pop this off, and I'm going to take my power down to 0, all right? So this is simply an audio test. This is how you know if your voice, if you're not, sounding splattery or not coming over modulated. Set your meter if it's an SDR. If it's an analog radio, just click the little knob to ALC. You're just going to check your ALC. That's your automatic level control, okay? This will change if you turn your mic gain on or you adjust your ALC too much. Listen to where this signal falls. ALC is the bottom arc on the left meter, left top meter. It's the red area. You want your entire speech to be within the red towards the top, but not over it. You don't want to be out of the red, okay? So let's take a listen, just a test call here. Is the frequency in use? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. See? That's why it does. But watch what happens. We'll do one more just to show you the meter. Again, left meter top, bottom arc ALC. That's what you're looking for. Is the frequency in use? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Okay? Just that. So if I move my mic gain up, for example, I decide I'm going to pull my mic gain up and I click here and I go up. Let's go to 75%, okay? And we're not going to do anything with compression. We're just going to do the mic gain, right? Now watch the meter. Is this frequency in use? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. See how it's just going over the red area? Okay, now if we try this, if we want to go, okay, well, let's pop that up to like 90, okay? And we're going to go into the menu, just a second. And we'll go into settings. Oops, sorry. Hold on, sorry guys. Menu. And we'll go voice. And let's go and see if we can make, we're not going to do any recordings. We're just going to come in here and we're going to see where that ALC pops in. Watch. Is the frequency in use? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. See, it's way over. It's not really solid. Now it's going outside that red area, which you don't want to do. Now, compression, okay? If I turn my compression on, watch the meter now at the bottom. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Do you see what it did? The meter just stays in one place. It doesn't rise and fall like a normal meter will do because the mic gain's so high and the compression's turned on, even though it's you see what the meter is. Watch this one more time. There's no fall in the meter. Here's the frequency in use. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. See, it just basically stays in the same place. Turn the compression off, drop the mic gate back down, and we'll do the same call. All right? Watch the meter again. Here's the frequency in use, Kilo 7 Hotel November. See how it moves a lot more? It doesn't just sit there stuck, like in one place and it stays there. You want that mic gain to be in a place where you can be heard. Ask for audio reports. Just ask. People will give them to you. But you can check your own by checking your ALC control. Your ALC meter. Once you see what your ALC is doing, adjust down the mic gain if it's coming up over your good setting. And you can see the good setting because it's always in one area and then it starts to go off. You don't want it to go off. You want it to be in the good area, right? So just do that. And if it's coming up where you're too low or it's at the low end of the ALC, just bring your mic gain up. You don't got to use a whole bunch of compression. The radios today are super good. They're going to be fine. They'll help you out. Just a second. I need to get everything back on the radio because if I don't, I'm going to be very upset and the life of Larry will be completely lost. There you go. Thank you very much. I just had to get the radio back so it would work again. Thank you. Oh, gosh. That's radio stuff. Fun to do, though. You know, I think that when we talk so much about our radio and things that they do, I marvel at how much radio has changed in the last 15 years, especially. I mean, think about 15 years ago. We're talking, that would be 2011. And look at the radios 2011. Look at them today. There's no comparison. It's amazing how great the radios are now. We're in the golden age of this. I hope you guys are buying a radio or two because this is the time to do it. Let's take a quick look at your comments around the world and then we will go into our trivia and the Angry Ham section on the show. Let's see. Winan, I will say 20 meters. So his thought with the Warc Bands, if we could add Warc Band, little bit of Warc Band issue where we're saying Warc Band rules for one HF band. Excuse me. He said, I will say 20 meters. Most guys have 40 or 20 antenna, mostly the most stable for contests. Very good. Thank you, Wine. That's a nice comment. So Wine would say 20. That's good. Always available. Jeff in Tennessee, American Radio Relay League used to claim it wasn't a contest for decades. Oh, field day. Yeah. But a few years ago, they admitted, yep, it was a contest after all. I don't know. Field day is just, to me, field day is a DXPedition event. You just go all over the place. It used to be go to a park and you transmit. That was before parks on the air were cool, though, right? Aaron in Canada, I go mobile and camp for field day every year. A few of us from the club gotta go and barbecue and radio. That would be cool. It's a great time. We always invite new or interested hams as a good intro to the spirit of ham radio. That right there is the comment of the show. Aaron, perfect. It's inviting. It's fun. Very good. Thank you, Aaron. And ladies and gentlemen, Rodney has joined our conversation. Thank you, Rodney. And thanks for the antenna work. Thanks, buddy, on that. Turned out great. And I appreciate it very much. It was right about where I thought it would be, about 45 degrees. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Bill Myers, pirate radio stations give real pirates a bad name. Oh, man. You know I'm close, but I just will not do that. We did a few times. And then, yeah, everybody's doing the same thing. Arr! I can't take you guys anywhere. My gosh. Jeff. Well, the big show with the guest is coming up on the 28th. That's pretty cool. Tell us, put your stuff in there. We'll see if we can follow that. That would be an awful lot of fun. Jeff says, when does the 60-meter band take effect? Should be soon. I don't know. I hope soon. You know, I've not talked about this because I want to know more about it. I want to know exactly. Because 60 has been such a restrictive band. That's the best way I could put it. I'd rather tell you what I think based on what I know, but I need to know more. 60 is at 5 channels. You've got to transmit under 100 watts, Pep. You can't go outside those channels. And some of the old radios, right, they don't even work on 60. I mean, you've got to get the 60 meter kit. I hope it'll be something good, Jeff. I really do, because that's really a neat band. 60 meters is going to be... 60 will give hams another night band. Really good night band, because you got 40, 60, 80, which would be great, right? But it's because of the death of shortwave broadcasting that has bringing this up. All right. If you are able to get a band, and I hope that they make the band plan for it, where there's a good DX window there, a good one. Because if you're at about 5.345 kilohertz, whatever, that's a really good night frequency. And if you set aside 50 kilohertz, I'd be good with that for contest. Stop. For DX window, I'd love it. Because you'd have people working all over the world in that area, because the United States has the most amount of amateur operators licensed. That'd be a brilliant thing. I'm looking forward to that, Jeff. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Spike, ICOM is an awesome place. Give their headquarters a request, their new band plan chart. I did, and they sent me a ton of swag too. Good for them. That was nice. Yeah. And it's 60 plus channels, but I want to know more, because I don't know as much yet. We need to be able to get the final word. You know what I'm saying? And then Keith with a good comment here from the UK. He says, no politics too. Amen. Yeah. Aaron has to throw a wet blanket on it. I love pirate radio. Sorry. No, it's okay. I think it's funny. I like to listen to broadcast radio just to listen to it and see how they do it. It's interesting to do that. And you had a contest with Victor Yankee 2, Echo Whiskey Juliet. That's pretty darn good. That's neat. Spike, dang, Larry showing another waterfall. Oh, gosh. There goes the stupid mouse again. Jeez. Oh, no. There's no reason for it. No reason. And Keith, you can check your audio on a local SDR as well. The way to do that is if your radio has a record function where you can just hit play and then listen, perfect. If it doesn't, you're going to have a really hard time listening on a headphone and talking at the same time. It's just, the best part, ask for audio reports. Just ask. People are good about giving them. They really are. They're good about that. Rodney, I still wish they would expand the 30-meter band. It's good 24/7. That's true. That's very true. If you could expand a band, 30's the one to go for, because it's right at 10. And what do we know about 10? Right there is the blanket for the ionosphere. Under 10, just about there, and 30. 30 is just over 10. That's the area where you can make calls day or night and make good DX calls. Rodney, gosh, we've had some great comments in this show. That's one of my favorites right there. That is, because that's true. It's right at the line. It's right at the line. And here in the States, you can't do anything with it unless you do just FT8 or do Morse code. Adding voice to 30 would be brilliant if they could do it and increase the size of the band. I'd be so cool with that. The band that works day and night. Oh, man, because there really isn't one. Jeff, the problem with 60-meter band, it would be all QRP 9 watts, but my channels will still be normal power, yeah? I like it. I do think if they did it right, it would be great. I do love the idea of the 30-meter band. Barry Wendon joins us. Hi, Barry, UK, Golf 6, Juliet, Mike X-Ray, thanks for coming today. Very happy Thursday to you. Friday to Raleigh. Yep. Jeff, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Happy to get an actual band for 60 meters. Agree 100%. Been a long time, right? It's like you got that band played. If you haven't seen it, maybe if you're not in ham radio or you just don't remember, 60 meters is that weird one that's got channels. It's down the bottom left. It's the blue 5 squares because each square is a channel. It's kind of like Citizens Band came to ham radio there. Not really. But that's it, right? That's 60 meters. To make it a continuous band from beginning to end, like a regular band, would be amazing. So I'd like to learn more about that and how it works, because you still have some broadcast stations that are on shortwave using that spectrum, basically. And that's why the restrictions exist, right? That's why we have those restrictions on 60, because you have shortwave broadcasters out there that are using that. You've got to be really careful not to interfere with them. And that's where the questions pop up on the ham test. You've got to make sure you are not interfering with a broadcaster. Period. The end. Shut down. Don't even work your station. Don't do it. Final call. Which HF amateur band do you wish had Warc Band rules? Let us know in the comment section, and we will certainly make it part of today's program. Let's check the Angry Hams, see what their opinion of this great show is, and then we'll go to trivia.
What do you think? Beats sitting home watching television? Mono.
Sorry. I'm trying to turn down the audio level, grab the ice water bottle, and hit the buttons. Kind of. Larry needs to be a monster, like with extra arms. Question 1. What is the abbreviation for the official amateur radio society in Papua New Guinea? Okay, so we're talking about, in Raleigh, if you're still here, you'll know this. Is it A, GARSNP, GARSNP? Is it B, Papa November Golf Alpha Romeo Sierra? Is it C, GARSPN? Or is it D, Papa November Alpha Romeo Golf Sierra? A, B, C, or D? Let me know your guess for the first one gets this and this. Good luck. Bill Myers first up. He has C, GARSPN. That's the best way to do it. I will say that, not it, buddy. Aaron Lutz in Canada, he has B, PN, so Papa November Golf Alpha Romeo Sierra. Aaron, you're a brilliant guy because you could figure out the abbreviation. That is 100% correct. Yep. It is Papa November Golf Alpha Romeo Sierra. It is the Papua New Guinea Amateur Radio Society. That's it. Aaron, well done. Also getting that was Eric. Good job, Eric. Winan got it. Barry got it. And here's question number 2. Often at the end of a Morse code QSO, the final character sent to signify all finished is what? A, dit, B, da, C, dit, or D, dit. A, B, C, or D. First one right, you get some claps, okay? Oh, goodness sakes, it's funny. So again, and for people who are not in amateur radio, this is a really neat question because you may have questions. CW means continuous wave, okay? It's our word for Morse code, okay? QSO, contact. That means both stations have heard each other's call sign, and have given signal reports. There is a QSO. You've got each other's call sign, and they've given you a reception report of your transmission. So in this question, the beginning sentence, often at the end of a Morse code contact, the final character sent to signify all finished is what? And we talk about dit, that would be like a dit is, a Morse code character, and then a da is the line. So dot, that's dit, and the line, dot, just da. That's it. Well, anyway, hope I helped you out with that one. First one on this here question, Bill Myers in Wisconsin. He has A, dit. He is correct. Well done, Bill. Dit. That's it. Everybody's got this one. Yeah, Eric has it. And yeah, do 2 bits. There you go, Eric. That's a good one. I like that one. 2 bits. 2 bits. That's good. Aaron got it. And Colorus, well, gosh, it's great to have you. You know, you popped in earlier and I didn't say hi to you. I apologize. Thank you for coming today all the way from Great Britain. What a treat to have you. I always love it when he comes because he's a brilliant guy and he always makes the conversation more interesting. So, yeah, very smart guy for sure here on the program. And you gave me your call sign too, and I'm so sorry. I didn't write down. I was trying to get notes, and during trivia, it's kind of hard. Yeah. And Eric, that's a good old-fashioned one right there. You are showing your age right here, sir. I love it. Shave and haircut, 2 bits. That's it. Yeah, that's an old thing from like the 30s or 40s, I think. Yeah, shave and haircut, 2 bits. If you knock on a door, it makes sense. Dun, 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 dun. You get it? That's, well, anyway. Whew. Rodney, I'm going to have a problem with Ham Radio Live Show if I got the Mana Mana song stuck in my head now. Why, Larry? Why?
We're running out of time.
Well,
Surely there must be something you can do.
I'm doing everything I can. And stop calling me Shirley.
Alan Davis, welcome, Alpha Charlie 4 Hotel India. And thank you, my friend. Golf 4, Bravo, Bravo, Charlie. How could I ever forget that? Thanks for being here today. We're honored you come. Thank you. I'll never forget that. Now, Golf 4 BBC. I've said that before. Next and last question. In what year did the great Alexander Graham Bell patent his invention, the telephone? The telly. Was it A? No, you guys call it the telly TV. Okay. A, 1876, B, 1883, C, 1900, or D, 1859, A, B, C, or D. Get it right, more applause. Good luck. Alexander Graham Bell patented the telephone in Winan in Africa. Victor 50, Wad Whiskey from Namibia. He has B, 1883. You're close. You're 7 years close. You're so close. Yes. Then Aaron Lutz in Canada. Victor Echo 5, Echo Mike Lima. B. You're close. Bill in Wisconsin. B. And saving the world, Eric in Singapore. Kilo Hotel 6. Wait, we'll say it right, Eric. King Henry 6, Whiskey India. He has A, and he is correct. Yeah. 1876. That was a huge year, by the way. Spike had B. Barry Windon also A. Winan came back and he got A as well. Well done, sir. Yeah. 1876, big year. It was a huge year here in the States. It was our 100th anniversary year. Plus, the other thing was there was a big expedition that was here in the States, and it featured not only Alexander Graham Bell's telephone, but also had an early working of an elevator from a man named Otis. Ever been over that threshold in an elevator? Otis elevator. That was the beginning of elevators. In the UK, they call them lifts. That was that show. And then also there were some early things with light bulbs there too. I believe Thomas Edison. And then there was one other thing that was there. It was a big deal. That exposition was huge, really neat. And same year as the Battle of Little Bighorn. No, that's a different place. That's not it. It's more like this. Yeah, more like that. Anyway, I have some fun for you guys after the show. I hope you enjoy this. It's going to be something that we laugh at just a little bit because it is a commercial from the past here in the States. And it's funny because we all remember Alka-Seltzer, right? Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. You're going to put in the comment section. I know you will. That was big. And it's funny because, don't you remember like really good old taglines from commercials, right? In the 70s, there was an Alka-Seltzer thing that came out that was not the plop, plop, fizz, fizz. That was back in the 30s and 40s. That started the answer of, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. But here we have the 70s version of that commercial that if you were around, you remember it. All right? We'll get to that in just a second. If you'd like to get licensed in amateur radio, something you want to do, I've loved my life doing this. I haven't done it long enough. Now, this is my 7th year. That's it. But I waited my whole life to do it. I was 10. Wait, wrong. I was 13. Freshman in high school, went to a buddy's house. His dad was a licensed ham. I got to see his shack. It was upstairs, and it was perfect. If you're into communications, into contacting people via wireless, this was huge. His entire room was filled with QSL cards. It was on the ceiling. It was on the walls. He had thousands of them. I've never seen anything like it. And I remember, because I'd never seen a QSL card before, I remember asking my friend who took me to his dad's house, and I said, are these all the places he's visited? Because I didn't know, right? He said, no, these are all the places my dad has made contact with. And back then, they exchanged cards. There was no internet. The only confirmation you got was a little postcard with the guy's call sign on it, usually a written signal report, and oftentimes a nice short message. They were all over this guy's house, thousands of them. And I was like, I got to do that someday. I want to do that someday. If your someday is now, you can pass that test to get your license. I'm telling you right now, I'm not smart, and I have the highest license in the States. Now, I did try hard to work hard to get my license. I studied very, very hard. You can do that. You can do the study. I promise you can pass the license exam. Don't give up. Contact someone like the Wireless Institute of Australia. They're the oldest club, basically organization, wireless organization in the world. Did you know that? 1912. The Wireless Institute of Australia has an online directory where they can find an amateur radio club near you. And that club's going to be important to you, I promise, because you're going to have questions about, why do I have to learn this? You have questions about various radio principles. You're going to have questions about a lot of stuff. And the radio club can help you answer those questions. But the problem is you don't know where the radio clubs are located, right? Contact the Wireless Institute of Australia because they know where those clubs are and they can find one near you wherever you're watching this YouTube show. Contact them at www.wia.org.au. That's it. www.wia.org.au. I did this yesterday. And someone wrote to me and said, I like that segment because you showed me how to do it. I never knew before. Now I do. Hold on. Let's do this real quick. I want to be able to go to the screen here where you can see everything. Okay. If you're interested in reaching the Wireless Institute of Australia, it's simple. And you guys it's worth waiting for the final segment. I think you'll like it. Okay. Well, you see the stuff I watch, right? Look at wireless, all radio stuff. So www.wia.org, and I think, yeah, AU. Here we got to do at least AU. Type it in with the AU at the end, and you'll be sent right to the Wireless Institute of Australia. See, right there. And all you have to do is go to the segment where you can contact them, all right? You can't find it on the front page. It's going to be through the menu, okay? If you go to home, you'll be right this page again, okay? So do this. Hit the search button and go, just type in contact WIA. Don't hit the spell correct. And I put via. It's still spelled correct to me. Sorry, WIA. All right. So here you go. Contact the Wireless Institute of Australia. Okay. Here's the form. It'll pop up. You put your name. If you don't have a call sign, don't worry about that. You don't need one. You get your email address and then just type a message. I would like to get my amateur radio license. I live in blank. The city and country you live in. Then enter the text here on this little CAPTCHA board and send it. Bang. It's gone. It's going to go to them. And then what they're going to do is they're going to read that and they're going to be so happy to hear from you. I promise. They love getting those things. And they're going to send to you a close amateur radio club to where you live. That's what they'll do. They'll check their computers. They'll find it. They'll send it to you right away. And then you just contact that club and they're going to help you get your license. I know that took a long time. But when you receive an email after doing the segment that I did the other day, and you're like, oh, okay, show them. Some people are visual learners. That was my shot to do that. The Wireless Institute of Australia can help you. If you didn't get the address, www.wia.org.au. And they'll help you. They're really good at what they do. Today's topic question: which HF amateur band do you wish had Warc Band rules? 20 meters. 20. Because it's become so big for Parks on the Air here in the States, it's a great outlet for people to DX and work Parks on the Air. I think it's great. You know, if you wanted to give part of it back to the people who want to do contesting, maybe you go from 14.3 to 14.350. 20 meters is one of the only HF bands that is the same band plan nearly all over the world. That's one of the only meter bands that's identical. So let it be between 14.3 and 14.350. Let that be the contesting area, and put the other people below. I'd be okay with them doing that if we parsed it out like Aaron talked about for 80 meters. I like 20 because it's always there in the daytime. Always works. But when it's a contest weekend, a big contest weekend, I'll come here and I'll show you guys what it's like on a contest weekend, because it is filled. If it's a big one like CQ Worldwide or possibly the sweepstakes, something like that, it's packed. If it's Morse code, that Morse code section's just jammed. If it's the voice, that section's jammed. It is amazing how many contesters there are. And I'm not putting contesters down. I love to do that sometimes. But there are times that I just want to say hello to somebody I don't know. That's the magic of amateur radio. My name's Larry Dio. My call sign in amateur radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Wherever you may be in this world, God bless you. Thanks for watching the show. Goodbye, friends.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
You ate it, Ralph.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
No, Ralph, I ate it.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
Take 2 Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer neutralizes all the acid your stomach has churned out. For your upset stomach and headache, take Alka-Seltzer and feel better fast.
Did you drink your Alka-Seltzer?
The whole thing.
Hold on, I got to say hello real quick. Renee Anderson, dear friend of this program, Oscar Zulu #1, and this person is such a dear friend, Romeo Delta. Renee, thank you. Thanks for dropping by to say hello. A very happy new year to you and yours, mate. Okay, have a wonderful year, and thank you for stopping by the show. You and Raleigh both, man. Today's been a good day. You honored me. All right. Now we've done the little thing for the 70s, right? Where we talked about that little plop, plop, fizz, fizz. But in the 70s was, I can't believe I ate the whole thing. And you'd hear that at restaurants. Anyway, here's one more classic commercial, and not a sign off, but a cool thing that happens at a Chicago radio station at noon every day. Bye, everybody.
ABBA's greatest hits.
Mamma mia, here I go again.
15 unforgettable tracks on one great album.
So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS.
Including their very latest chartbuster, Fernando.
Stars so bright, Fernando.
From Waterloo to Fernando, ABBA's greatest hits, out now.
And for you folks that don't know, Renee is all the way in Denmark. That was my first Danish call to where I am from my family tree. All right, here is something special at high noon every day in Chicago. Goodbye, everybody.
96.9 97.1 FM, The Drive. Unity in the music. Pride in America. Billboard says, we turn it up to 11 for classic rock from Aerosmith, Foreigner, Van Halen, 97.1 FM The Drive, where the volume knob is cranked to 11.